We're back. Good evening from my location to all the women Biafrans and all the lovers of freedom. This is one of your own Real Biafra TV. Is saying good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Depends on your time and your own location that you are watching Real Biafra TV this night or this evening or this morning or this midnight. Depends on your time and your favorable location. So I am sending you my warming greetings and also bringing you the message of redemption, truth, the bitter truth of what we are doing. Things that we need to reoccur now that Biafra has become a full sovereign state after our official declaration. So that is the message I am bringing to you this evening or this morning. Depend on your time and also your location. So accept my warming greetings. I must acknowledge and send greetings to my Prime Minister, Mad Simon Ebanjoko. Also, my greetings goes to my President, Mazin Namdi Opukano. My greetings goes to my DPM, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the woman in question who is in the affair, who is the head of affair of the Biafran people all over the world. Whether you like it or not, you must bow and you must accept the truth. Because these truths that I am giving to you is very, very bitter. So you may not like to hear this message. Or if you're one of those who have been owed in the social media claiming you are fighting for Biafra. But when we are bringing this truth live and direct, you will be lying. You will not like to hear what we are presenting to you. When you tell people to bring their arguments and in a respectable manner to you, now when you on your own lie or do something that is not good, when someone wants to use the platform to correct your information that is not true, the next thing you will do is to turn against person, make the person your enemy. If that wasn't enough, then you do what again? If you and that person is in group that you are in charge, then you remove that person. If you remove someone from your hallowed platform or from your platform, did you remove him from the life that he is living? Or are you going to stop him talking? That is when you know the mentality of people that are claiming that they are fighting for this Biafra for you since all these years. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was be able to be kicking everybody around, that wasn't debunk him or challenge him in some word and said, no, this one is not it right, how many are we going to be? If Abatobie can tolerate all of them in the government, and today, when because of their lies they are dishing out there, when we try to debunk those lies, they come against us, they start removing people from the platform. Is it not the same of Ogenkere when they said people in the homeland that they don't want Simon for people to listen to Simon Ebanjoko? Tell me, what is the difference between them and those who tell somebody because of the person, because of Mad Simon Eba is here to debunk their lies and make the world to understand what they are doing? What happened and what did they do? They asked to block or even to instead of killing anybody who bring phone or who make people to hear voice of Mazen Nande, Simon in the homeland. All these things is things that we have passed through into these movements that we are into. So that's why I urge you, please, as you come, endeavor to like and share the program so many people will come and join us this evening as we're going to finish the part 2 of what we started today. It is very important if you may do so by doing what? Like and share. All I ask you to do. And also, remember the code on this platform. James Omotosho, Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the President of United States of Biafra. You can also do hashtag Finland Authority, Free Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko, the only Prime Minister of United States of Biafra. These are important and things we need to do on our own, that we are not going to allow the government to come and do them for us. So, as the government is doing their own job, we will have our own also, because we all are working together to make sure that we get our official recognition, that we set every indigenous person free, including you and I, that will stop the massacre of the Benue people. Also, I want to know that is why Mazen Kanu is in the dungeon, fighting for all of you and I to have a free nation where we can exercise our right in full time. These are the reason why they did what? They kidnapped him. They put him in dungeon for over 5 years for his voice not to be heard. But the question is, if you stop his voice to be going out, are you going to close people's mouth not to talk? Or are you going to make the peoples will not know what they believe and what they want? So, it doesn't matter. What matters is how this truth is being preached and those that are listening to it, and how it can be able to reach everybody that is supporting this movement of Biafra. So, my people, I want us to know again on this information that Nigeria government has concluded to sentence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on November 20. And they will say to you to calm down your mind. We have given him option. Let him go to appeal court. This is what they have agreed, and they are working for it right now. So, the question is, what are we going to do? And how can we, as the Biafran people, stop this? We are going to do by letting the world to know exactly what we are passing through and how things are going on in that thing called One Nigeria, that simply means death sentence to every indigenous people, because those that are dying in the north, in Biafra land, in Boronu, in everywhere, in Benue State, they are the indigenous people. They are the ones that are dying this time around. Check very well. They are the Christians that are dying, because before they become the Christian, they have indigenous land. They have what they are doing. They live in their territory and in their land. These are gospel truths that we have to understand. So, when we say that the meaning of Nigeria is what? Death sentence to every indigenous person, then you will understand the area we are going. Those that are dying are the indigenous people, are the one dying. Check very well. Then you may understand why we are sounding the way we are sounding, and what is the obtainable for these indigenous people that they are killing in Nigeria. That means death sentence to every indigenous people in his own territory. The only solution will be, or number one step is what Donald Trump, a step of what Donald Trump wants to do is number one step by proving Nigeria as a country of particular concern. That is one of the most important things that we all have to understand is happening. Now, a country of concern that he placed Nigeria on, there is many things more that attached to it. And you ask yourself, what are those many things more that are attached to it? Killings, abuse of rights, intimidation, inhuman treatment. These are the things that when you see them, also having people like Boko Haram that are killing the indigenous people. That is why Britain asked Nigeria to jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why they also slowed their case to see how Finland is going to handle the case of our PM, Simon Ekpa. So that is the same method that has happened in Finland is what Nigeria has turned back to use to sentence our Prime Minister, Mazi Nnamdi. Sorry, our President, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Michelle, you're welcome. Thanks so much. Good evening from here. I can see you. So, my people, the people of Biafra, the citizens of Biafra, raise your voice to give to the world that the things that make them put Nigeria on a particular consign, country of particular consign, is still happening and happening more. So, for me, Donald Trump coming is also to set the indigenous people free. So, he will see the reason why the Biafran people are agitating for over from 1999 to this date, or from 1967 to this day after the war. Why we are still agitating? It's because of what you see that makes you to declare Nigeria a country of particular concern. So that is why we are calling on you to come and set every indigenous people free by recognizing Biafra as a sovereign state under our government, United States of Biafra, that have already been putting everything together, that have already been making things to work the way it's supposed to work. So, Donald Trump officially give the Biafran people their fully international recognition. So all this will stop, and people will be free. So you will not go and come back again. And when they remove you from the seat or your tenure is over, the other person that will come will not be able to protect the indigenous people. Rather, use your good office to give every indigenous people their territory to defend themselves, like the Biafran people who are seeking the international recognition. The Biafran people who believe under self-determination. So we are calling on you this night to see what our leader, our president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is going through. Because of number one, he is Igbo. He is a Biafran. The number two, he is Igbo. Number three, is a Christian in the line of Judaism. That is why they are refuse to let him go. But do you know, my fellow Biafrans, that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just a Boko Haram member, by now, they could have done him part and given him a better position in the government. True or false? This is pure truth that we all must understand. This is what? Pure truth that needs our attention. Seriously. So, we do not going to back down on calling America, J. Donald Trump, to intervene into the life of the Christians. So they will stop dying. They will stop killing them by giving them power of self-determination, by recognizing them as Oduduwa, as Biafra, as Hausas, the real Hausas. These are the things that is going to put an end to inhuman treatment, to the killings, to the intimidation, to the right of abuse that is going on in our dear territory that are not a member of what Nigeria is doing and their evil plan. So please, like and share the program. Just before we go in, let's play a video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on his last court and bring something out from there for you to listen. Please, 1 minute.
You don't know what justice means. Useless black African people. You don't know what justice. Your constitution says you cannot find anybody unless the law is written. Show me the written law. Show me the written law. I want to written law. Show me the written law. Are you okay? Don't go close. Don't try rubbish. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try rubbish. Don't try rubbish. Useless people. You don't know law. You don't know law. Your own constitution you don't respect. Supreme Court judgment you don't respect. Then why we in the court of law? Why we in the court of law, I ask? Nonsense. You think Britain can ask you to tell me and you tell me? You are dreaming. You are dreaming. I'm telling you that you are dreaming.
If you have followed me yesterday, or the voice when I do exposition from the voice of from the program of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president of Biafra, where he talk about Britain and their plans in Africa, even in Nigeria. Remember, on that occasion, I came to understand that all the colonial master has left, even France, leaving Burkina Faso, some leaving Chad, Niger, Senegal, and all of them. But this particular Britain refused to leave the so-called enclave, the so-called business enterprise he created. And today, those that are colonizing Nigeria is three. In this new era, China, France, and the UK. But he is the father of all these people who many countries have chased away from their land, and they become a better country till today. They become what? A better country. So, Britain is asking Nigeria to jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by implementing how Finland takes sentence Mazi Simon about the Prime Minister. That is why you must, on your comment section, put hashtag James Omotosho, free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience. So, when you look at it this way, then you may understand where everything is coming from and the way they don't want him alive. If not a Biafran that has British passport and he was kidnapped for over 3 to 5 years now, so are you telling me that Britain will not run around and get set him free? That is one thing that I'm asking. Are they telling us that they do not understand, or they forgot, or because of the oil that they cared for, that a citizen of Britain with British passport is being kidnapped for 5 good years, and today we are standing in the court, and you see him standing up and telling them you don't know law. You must prove to me he agreed to open defense, but you have to prove to him the crime that he committed that he needs to defend himself for. Because a defense is to defend yourself and all the lies and what they have been doing. So, my people, they cannot jail him, number one. But they said, we are going to jail him and put that he has chance to go appeal, so his people will not come after us. That's why we are asking you to please share this program to go viral. Please, it's very important if you do so. So, for you to understand everything that is playing out, why they want to jail him, because Britain has given order as the owner of Nigeria. Whilst Britain is the owner of Nigeria, when anybody wants to contest presidency in Nigeria, he has to go to certain house. To go and do what? How many of them are coming to our land when they want to form a group? How many of them? This is part of the things that we all must ask ourselves. Chase them away in our African country. Let's have everything we roll. Don't know, so it's calling by now. Sorry, my people, it's a private call. That is why I muted it.
No, I'm going to fire. I'm going to fire. Okay. Okay. So the final agrees.
So,
it's well open and understand that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is from Yoruba, like Sonny Igboho, it would have been released. That is pure truth. If he is a Boko Haram member, he will be released. But because of he's from IGBO, Igbo, he can't be released because of the segregation or where they plan to destroy all of us. I hope you know how we do it here. We're waiting for our light to go to 10 so we can be able to begin the main thing that brings us here. So please, as you come, please, may you like and share the program so others feel that we are live and also join us at a moment. So, everything that Mazen Kanu was doing is under self-determination. That is the truth of the matter. So, we all that are outside must put our voice to let the world know their evil plan again. Thank you so much. It's your ma. So, the one thing that you have to understand right here is that tribe is involved into what is playing. Then also, the Biafran war has never ended. So, the Biafran war has never ended. That is why they are trying to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president of United States of Biafra, because of the truth and refusing to accept injustice. This is the reason why they don't want him alive. This is the reason why that after all he has done, proving his rights on Nigeria courts, proving his right, they refuse to let him go because they have ulterior motive. Is with what is playing out now, that is when you understand that they already have their plan to just deceive you, to tell you, oh, let him enter defense. What a defense that he is going to enter? If I may ask you. So that is by the side. So we go into our headline of today. As everybody join us right now. So please endeavor to do that. Endeavor. Remember what we are discussing throughout today. We're discussing about our government having an office to present our passports or our government of Usbg, trying to showcase that the Biafra people has what? Everything that we needed for us to be where we are today. After the creation of a new country, and you have a government, what's supposed to be the work of that government? And is it right? Because out of recognition, out of that we have never got recognition, out of recognition from every other part of the world, are we not going to participate on certain things that happen in Africa? We have. So, the word. We are playing what you asked us to do. As we are doing this, do the one that you are supposed to do for us. These are very important into all that we are doing. So pay attention, listen to how it works. Before we start from the beginning, to before we start opening our phones for call.
Yes, after a declaration of independence, the aspiring new government has the right to prepare and even begin issuing the new country's passports. This is an exercise of internal sovereignty and a necessary step in the process of state building, regardless of whether they have achieved international recognition yet. Here is a breakdown of the legal right versus the practical utility. 1. The right, an act of sovereignty. Internal jurisdiction. Issuing a passport is an act of internal governance and jurisdiction. Any entity that claims to be a sovereign state, even a government in exile, GIE, or a self-declared government, has the inherent right to assert its authority by issuing documents, like passports, IDs, or birth certificates, to its claimed citizens. Capacity to enter relations. The act of preparing a passport is part of demonstrating the capacity to enter into relations with other states, which is one of the 4 key criteria for statehood under the Montevideo Convention, a foundational legal text for state recognition. By issuing passports, the new government is showing the world that it is organized, functional, and ready to administer its population. Building the state, preparing the passport, design, security features, printing infrastructure, is a crucial function of the future Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Interior. It shows commitment to state administration. 2. The practical reality, lack of international utility. While the government has the right to issue the passports, the crucial point is that these documents will likely have no international utility until recognition is achieved. Passport stage. Status without international recognition. Issuance. Legal and valid within the jurisdiction of the new declared government, and among its supporters. Symbolic value. International travel. Not valid for international travel. Holders will likely be denied boarding by airlines and refused entry at international border crossings. Reason. Border control agencies worldwide are authorized to accept only travel documents issued by governments that their own country officially recognizes as sovereign. Conclusion. The new government does not need to wait for international recognition to begin preparing and issuing the passport. It is a necessary exercise of its declared sovereignty. However, the passports will remain primarily symbolic documents until the government achieves the ultimate goal, full diplomatic recognition from existing UN member states, which will then mandate that those countries accept the new travel document.
As you are listening, I want you to have one thing in mind. One question starting from tomorrow. You will ask Adandosh if you are on his platform or those who followed him. Ask him, how can we build a new country? As you go 247, what is the criteria to build a new country? As to survival, what is the criteria to build a new nation? As to all of them. As Biafra is unite, na kowre na ore. A faceless human being. Ask him this question. Biafra is unite. How can a new country be built? What can we do to get international recognition? What is the criteria? Ask them, so you may know that they are not here for you. The things that leads to that recognition is part of what the government is introducing to you to show to the world how prepared the government it is, or how prepared the government we are. That everything is in okay, everything is in order. Hope you are following. In all that is happening, we need all these questions to shut up this individual, their mouth, one after the other. We are no longer, like I always said, in the era of IPOB, one Nigeria protest without a declaration. No. We are no longer in the era of autopilots, bridge. No. We are in the era of a government, and there is a criteria that we have to follow. There is existing protocol. There is an outline law that was meant for immediately a new country declared that are going to be the template of the United States of Biafra. Which, if you ask me the template of the State of Biafra, how can I tell you? That was in time. If you ask me here, what's supposed to be the template of Biafran government, I will outline it without wasting time to you, so you may know there is a difference between secondary school and university, and there's also difference between university and looking for a master degree. These are the truths that many of them shy away, and they are making mockery of themselves in social media, destroying what they have built. When the eyes is closed, you know, our eyes is well open this time around. Now in government, you must open your eyes and shine your eyes very well. Because all these people who are deviated from the government, that is how they seem to look like. And that is not what they are doing. So, for you who stand on the side of the government, are you panicking? Are you seeing otherwise? Are you looking the other way around? We're supposed to do what? Understand the importance of what government or what is required of a new country to seek for international recognition in the global stage or in the community global worlds. That is the most important things at this time we are in to have to be recapturing at all time and letting the world know that we have opened your constitutions, we have opened your hiding secret, we are opening all these things to bring out those things that are not in the open, that now we understand. That's why I told you, whatever your government is doing, they are on the right track and doing the needful in the way it's supposed to be. They are ready to serve the Biafran people. Listen again.
Yes, after a declaration of independence, the aspiring new government has the right.
This year is all about a new country passport. That is what it's all about. So listen carefully.
Right to prepare and even begin issuing the new country's passports. This is an exercise of internal sovereignty and a necessary step in the process of state building, regardless of whether they have achieved international recognition yet. Here is a breakdown of the legal right versus the practical utility. 1. The right, an act of sovereignty. Internal jurisdiction. Issuing a passport is an act of internal governance and jurisdiction. Any entity that claims to be a sovereign state, even a government in exile, GIE, or a self-declared government, has the inherent right to assert its authority by issuing documents, like passports, IDs, or birth certificates, to its claimed citizens. Capacity to enter relations. The act of preparing a passport is part of demonstrating the capacity to enter into relations with other states, which is one of the 4 key criteria for statehood under the Montevideo Convention, a foundational legal text for state recognition. By issuing passports, the new government is showing the world that it is organized, functional, and ready to administer its population. Building the state, preparing the passport, design, security features, printing infrastructure, is a crucial function of the future Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Interior. It shows commitment to state administration. 2. The practical reality, lack of international utility. While the government has the right to issue the passports, the crucial point is that these documents will likely have no international utility until recognition is achieved. Passport stage. Status without international recognition. Issuance. Legal and valid within the jurisdiction of the new declared government, and among its supporters. Symbolic value. International travel. Not valid for international travel. Holders will likely be denied boarding by airlines and refused entry at international border crossings. Reason. Border control agencies worldwide are authorized to accept only travel documents issued by governments that their own country officially recognizes as sovereign. Conclusion. The new government does not need to wait for international recognition to begin preparing and issuing the passport. It is a necessary exercise of its declared sovereignty. However, the passports will remain primarily symbolic documents until the government achieves the ultimate goal, full diplomatic recognition from existing UN member states, which will then mandate that those countries accept the new travel document.
Yes, I hope you are listening. Remember, I throw this challenge today, Biafrans. It's not that I know it or I know nothing, I am nobody. But I said, some things that you are bothering you are putting you on the stage of confusion in your head, of quagmire on your head. Type them as a question, send it to me, let me research it and answer you on it. I want to be busy with the questions that what I'm searching is what Biafrans want, not what I want to research. So you may see how everything will work. So, the government of Usbg, after our declaration, if they have rights to issue a passport Now that we are lacking international recognition, they have the right. If they have the right to do that, what does it really mean? And from when to when can they handle that affairs? Are you following? From when to when can they going to handle those things that is happening? And how to showcase to the world that are prepared to be what? A government of the new country. And they also met all the important criteria of the world. From where can they showcase that? Number one, it starts from the day after declaration that the government decentralized Biafra ministry, to everybody to go back to your state and manage your county, your district, and your state. Are you following? These are the reason why the government is working also. Then, number two, the government of Usbg has recruited Biafra military and also trained them, continuously train them till this moment. These are the jobs. These are the things that the governments are doing. That's what people will see and say, what are they doing? You're giving me all this money. What are you working with all the money? What of the lobbies? What of the congressmen? What of their fuel, their car, their data, and everything? You must know what the government is doing, that they are doing a very marvelous job. Now, preparing for these passports, that some gullible will start tomorrow, start criticizing about it, is also a job that they have been doing. So, I am telling you, for you to know the criteria of the country and what it takes to have a new country. You can also check if the government is getting it right. With certain things we are bringing out to you here. That is how certain things works. Like when I said that we're not going to be too long for this evening, it's just to finish this particular program that was started today, and we run it up until we come back again. What do you hear from here? Now we explain it a little bit again, then go to the second, number two, that we don't explain in the afternoon, on the evening time. Then we can be able to explain it more and more. Listen now.
Yes, after a declaration of independence, the aspiring new government has the right to prepare and even begin issuing the new country's passports. This is an exercise of internal sovereignty and a necessary step in the process of state building, regardless of whether they have achieved international recognition yet.
There's one thing that you must take home on this headline. What is that thing? After a declaration of independence, the new aspiring new government has the right to prepare and even been issuing the new country's passports. This is an exercise of internal sovereignty. This is what? Exercise of the what? Of the internal sovereignty. Proving that after declaration, you become automatically a sovereign state that lack international recognition. These are truth and figures that we need to have in our mind. So, listen. This is an exercise of internal sovereignty and a necessary step in the process of state building for a new country. The process of what? These are documents of passports to be issued by United States of Biafran government. So they can be able to do what? They can be able to prove to the world how prepared and how they can be able to govern the 40 states that made up of United States of Biafra as a new country. Regardless of, this is another point now, take this one, number 2 point. Regardless of whether they have achieved international recognition or yet. That is what the world are telling us. And despite whether we have met those, we have get to the level of recognition or not, that we are free. That the government of USB government is free to issue ID card, passports, date of birth. It is a right. We are not going to wait until we get the international recognition. No, we're not going to wait. So that is why we must know our left from our right. So I am calling you as a Biafran who believe in US government. Once the app is out for us to fill to apply for our passport, we must adhere to do that. Because we all these things are helping the government also. All these things are helping the government to prove that the government is a very well organized structure, a secret structure, until or may have they will not stop. So I want to let you know as a Biafran from this evening that when you have an effective government that are producing all these things that the world are looking for, also proving that the government of the USB is in charge, and also they understand level where they are. Know that no amount of negotiation from Nigeria we don't need it. So when you listen to this, they said, regardless of whether they have achieved international recognition yet, because we are no country that makes our declaration officially. What happened here? The world would like to see what we are preparing and what is happening to us, so they will know how to come in. But unknowing and unknowingly, we have already understand it here clearly that the government has right to issue a document of passport, ID card, whatever. So we must adhere to the important things and get all of them right.
Here is a breakdown of the legal right versus the practical utility. 1. The right, an act of sovereignty. Internal jurisdiction. Issuing a passport is an act of internal governance and jurisdiction. Any entity that claims to be a sovereign state, even a government in exile, GIE, or a self-declared government, has the inherent right to assert its authority by issuing documents, like passports, IDs, or birth certificates, to its claimed citizens. Capacity to enter relations. The act...
Do you hear something here? The rights, an act of sovereignty, after declaration, it becomes a right of a new state. Internal jurisdiction, issuing a passport is an act of internal governance and jurisdiction. And anybody who claims that he is living there, or that he's from the same country, whether they claim or not claim, whether the Biafra, anybody that lives in there, whenever it becomes a new country, the new country will decide the fate of things that are there, whether to compensate them or to just flush it out. So the time is fast, time approaching That is why we must do everything wholly possible to stand on our self-declaration, where some gullibles are making mockery of themselves, want to rubbish the government. But I thank God that we are here today, and we are not going to allow you people to rubbish the government. That is the pure truth. Even a governor in the exile, GEI, or a self-declaration government, has the inherent right to assert its authority by using documents like passports, ID cards, or what? Or birth certificates to its claiming citizens. I hope you get following. So, but by tomorrow you will see them who go to first. Oh, what is passport? No country. You are talking about passport. So you know that it's part of what the government has to build to prove that the government is effective. Are you following? Is to prove what? That the government of the United States of Biafra are what? Are in charge of the affairs of the Biafran people, and they are ready to control the Biafran people. Any entity that claims to be sovereign state, any entity that claims to be sovereign state, not a group, not individual, remember that. Any entity that claims to be sovereign state, even government in the exile, GIE, or a self-declared government. So, everything that is happening, you can see it here right now. We are no longer playing, but we are serious in what we are doing to make sure that we get our international recognition. Also, to also prove to those that are watching by the side that the government has the capacity. If a government have a capacity to issue a passport for the citizens of that new country, it simply means they are in control of their new country. So they are fully in control. That is why they can also prove that the government is effective working, that the government is doing a marvelous job to the Biafran people. That is the things that we all must adhere and understand it right now. That all these things that you are seeing and all these things that are doing, they are all for what? To prove to the UN, to the countries of the world on the global stage, who are going to recognize us, that we are capable of managing affairs of the Biafran people. And anything that is the Biafran people's look like problem, that we can solve it. That we are pass out of this. That is our main government. I hope you are understanding it. A self-declaration government has the inherent right to assess its authority by issuing a document like passports, ID card, or birth certificate to its claim citizens. You see, now they use that word, claim citizens, because of what? We are lacking recognition on the global stage. That is part of things that are going on that we have to know what to do about it. So, when you see those who do not understand their left from their right, they will only be talking without going to bring a suggestion or direction of what is going on, what is happening, that can yield a good result. Please, when you come, please like and share the program if you may.
Of preparing a passport is part of demonstrating the capacity to enter into relations with other states, which is one of the 4 key criteria for statehood under the Montevideo Convention, a foundational legal text for state recognition. By issuing passports, the new government is showing the world that it is organized, functional, and ready to administer its population. Building the state.
All is here. We are still here. Because Yeah, I'm saying, but I want the people to understand it perfectly. And if you understand what I am doing to prove that the government has right to issue a document, please give the government bosa for doing a good job, or go round of applause to the government of our DP for all that they are doing for us, for understanding the criteria, for understanding playing on the international level, proving that it's no longer local, though it is. So that is why if they shout and rant when they get tired, they will all disappear in social media. Rather, instead of them to disappear, they will be making noise. Because they don't know the criteria of getting a new country, or build a new country, or getting an organization after declaration. They don't know it. Because if they know about it, they could have not been making those noises you see them in social media. I want to tell you one thing. The ignorance of these men will give them punishment and let them no claim that they don't know about it, or they don't know how to go about it. It's not an excuse. That is why ignorance is not an excuse in the eyes of the law. Are you following? Now that you have seen the thing you have to do, that passport alone, the government is issuing or preparing, or the ID card is also proof that the capacity to enter relations with other countries who are member of the UN, or those that are not even member, but they have made their declaration and become a free sovereign state fully. Do you understand? The art of preparing a passport is part of demonstrating the entity capacity to enter into relation with other states, that the government of Biafra has what it takes to enter into relations with other states. Do you see why it is that organization only goes to a country, not to individuals, not to a group of people? Now, I want to pause it here to go far and come back with you. Those that call themselves RCC and fall back, are they going to go and make another declaration? And ask yourself, is it what to start afresh what you want? And also tell me, what is the difference between the action of this fallback and CRC and Process Unite and all of them? Tell me their action and what DOS people was doing in RPA1 Nigeria. Tell me the difference between two of them, please. I want to know. I stand to be corrected. Maybe I am not understanding it very well. Please, I want to see the comment section. If you are here, please like and share, subscribe. This is Real Biafra TV. If your first time coming across us, we always here to do the needful. That is the main truth, the main goal. So, my people, the Biafran people under Usbg, only preparing passport alone under this constitution, they told us that it's also to prove capacity to enter into relations with other states or other old countries. Do they say group? Do they say First Unite? The answer is no. So these individuals who have left government right now, they are all members of acting up of DOS people today that we are seeing to the movement that we are into. Into this movement that we are into, then you will see how they are sabotaging without knowing their left and their right. Because if you who are following them think, ask them this question: when are they declared Biafra? Number one. On what criteria are they working? Number two. Who is going to be in charge of all the protests that we need to go and start fresh, and any position that you may start in fresh on it? So how could you think from 1999 to this date you are contributing money without having a final destination? The declaration give us a what? Oh my God. The declaration give us everything we needed to be a new country. The only thing that we did not give us is what? Recognition. And which there is a legal aspect and legal criteria the government has to follow before they can be able to get it officially. Are you following? These are truths that we all need to tell ourselves. Capacity to enter into relation, the art of preparing a passport, is part of the demonstrating to the global community, to the US, to UK, to America, to France, to every country in the world, that now that the art of preparing a passport is a part of demonstrating, that the government is effective control, that the government is what? Into relations with other states. Now that they told that if our DPM wanted to build or to prepare us for our passport of United States of Biafra, and it simply means there is a country who are on the ground watching for some things to be put in order before they can be able to give us international recognition. Not when they give it we fail, but rather when they give, it's going to stand forever and ever. These are the things that have to be on your mind, that's coming to your mind this evening. Don't know why I'm not seeing comments. So, nobody will stop you, and nobody will stop us. The one that you must understand here is that those that are fighting against the government, that I want to take them as in the first place, that they are not genuine fighting for this movement now that we are on this level. And this level we are into has no meaning for them. The level has no meaning to them. That is why you can see them deviating at all time. So, as I call on you as a dear friend, do not panic, stand strong, allow them. So far you have heard what it simply means for a government to only issue issue a passport to the citizens. They said that it's also prove the capacity to enter into relations with other existing countries before us. Solely for that. And when that happens, it's also draw attention of the other nearest country to look at these people. They met all the criteria they need to give recognition for them to let there be peace. Because the only peace that happens in Nigeria is Biafra as a sovereign state. If not, nothing will go well in the hands of Nigeria until they grant us freedom. Then they will be free on their own. Until they do what? Until they recognize our freedom. Until they recognize our declaration. Then we may know that Chukwu Okabiyama is indeed the God of the Biafran people. As international recognition is looming and knocking on our doors, just waiting for us to open, there we enter. Because many of them has had pity on us of how we are dying, or what is going on in the north. Something must draw their attention, and it has been drawn, no going back. So that's why I asked General Trump, if you want to invade Nigeria, invade tomorrow and next, not wait for anything, because they are too compromised people. So please, my people of Biafra, you can see the right of your government and whatever they are doing, what it simply means on the global stage that are very more important into the movement that we are into. We never stop. Which is one of the 4 key criteria for stakeholder under the Montevideo Convention of 1933, fundamental legal test for a state recognition. You see, they also put us on a test. So that is we put not on a test is how they might put Sabo in the midst of us. It's not putting the attention is that. So that's why I'm telling you this evening, as we are here on this platform, for you to know that the government is right. You can have your government very well. So It is very important. So, we must continue. Issuing passports, the movement is showing the world that it is organized, functional, and ready to administrate into population. Do you hear what they're asking us? So, my people, our UN government is on the right track. Carry go, airborne to you all. Please, don't relent. Continue on the good side of what we are doing for the Biafran people. That is why it's very important to show us what we are doing, so we can also queue in line to see what is going on. Honestly, we must continue. Building what? The new state. How do you build it?
Preparing the passport, design, security features, printing infrastructure is a crucial function of the future Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Interior. It shows commitment to state administration. 2. The
Hold the phone, go to 2. Let's stand up number 1. Building the new state. Preparing the passport. No. Our people are to have what is called syndrome of fear and forget. It's our problem. There is things that's needed here that we want to know very well. We may continue. Preparing the passport, design security functions, printing instructions is a criteria functioning on the future Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Interior of the Interior. It should commence to the state's administration. So what are we taking home here? How to build this new country that are seeking for recognition is very simple. Preparing the passports, design the security failures, presenting infrastructure, and a do you know why sometimes I do? Because everything that we need to make up this Biafra over 10 years ago is here with us, but nobody has time because President Kanu will not. He at his level, he's searching on the things that he knows. He's not about to be, but coming down to the grassroots to bring message to you, then you will know how prepared we are. So everything is important. The function of the future Ministry of Foreign Affairs or internal, it shows the commitment to a state administration. So all it shows that the Biafran government is really well organized. When they ask where is scholar, you give. Where is drink, you give. Where is this money, you give. Where is this abacha? Once you're asking, you're getting what that is showing that people are well prepared for what happened, for our declaration, that you may understand it very well.
Practical reality, lack of international utility. While the government has the right to issue the passports, the crucial point is that these documents will likely have no international utility until recognition is achieved. Passport stage. Status without international recognition.
No, hold it there. When the group has the right to issue the passport, the crucial point is that these documents will likely have no international unity until recognition is achieved. Exactly what we are saying here. Some may not decide not to until the big other countries in the world recognize us. And you also know that the people that recognized us in the 1967 to 1970, they did not denounce us. We had it for one day. So it's a matter of from here and there to here and there pushing, then it will come boom to the Biafran people. the right of acts of a sovereignty. That is number one. We have finished on that one. So we're on the number two. Particular reality, lack of international unity. Do you understand it? We are not one people in any way at all. And those that have left us are not among us. They have only carried away their strength can be able to reach. So, why the government has right to issue passports, this criteria point is this document will likely have no international unity until recognition is achieved. Yes, it might not have it right now until what's achieved recognition. That means that we are a sovereign state. Are you following? So, likely no international unity. Unity recognized is achieved. Now, wow. This criteria point is the same documents. The same what? A document that we're also going to use to present to the world that we are ready to go.
Issuance. Legal and valid within the jurisdiction of...
Yeah, we have already gone far. No follow-up in time. Passport stage. Status without international recognition. Insurance. Legal and valid within the jurisdiction of the new declared government and announce it. Legal and valid within the jurisdiction of the new declared government and among its supporters, a symbolic value. A symbol of what? Value. When the governments are, without recognition, trying to put everything in order. The world are seeing, don't think that they are not, they are seeing what is going on sometimes. Do you think that they are not seeing? They are seeing it. International level. Not valid for international travel. So, when this is the criteria of a new government that no one has to follow, the question is, now that they are following it, why are you against the government of United States of Biafra? Why? So you don't know those that are genuine, those that are not genuine. Well, we must understand at a time like this, the people will deviate. But I want to be strong. A lot is about to happen, a lot will still happening until we go in our land. So, listen to this. Legal and valid within the jurisdiction of the new declared country. Do you hear? I would say what? Of the new declared country, not a new group, not a fallback, not bridge. Now it has come to a new declared country because it is only a new declared country officially, with their former document of declaration are having right for recognition, are having right to do anything on the international global stage. Not valid for international travel. Holders will lack by deny bordering by airline and they refuse what? And they refuse entity at the international border cross. You know why it's important for us to do that? When we declare it as a Biafran, if you don't have the passport right now, if something happens to you that you want to, after our declaration or recognition, then you want to go somewhere, it happened, and are you going to present Nigeria passport, you finished. That is why it's good for you to rush and have this important passport. Once the government prove it out for us to go and prove, let us get our own, because it is very close to what we, the Biafran people, really needed. What do we needed? Only an international recognition is the most important thing that we needed. And nobody says no to that.
The new declared government, and among its supporters, symbolic value. International travel, not valid for international travel. Holders will likely be denied boarding by airlines and refused entry at international border crossings.
Now, what does it mean here? As we are a country after our declaration, there are things about us that are going to be sanctioned with other, the international have already sanctioned it, not that they come out to pull. The law that guides to get a new country has already sanctioned it. Then listen to this. When we want to travel, we cannot sit now and travel like the Okokos are telling you. We are keeping it once we get recognition. That is why you must keep those things down before the recognition now comes. Before recognition will come, you have to put all these things down. So once it comes, you can use it and travel. And once a country is recognized you, that country that gives us recognition has already accepted our passport. This is how it rose. That is why this time is the appropriate time for us to achieve the goal. For us to get what we are looking for. So when we have it, now, with that declaration, we are not going to use to travel. They say that it lives like being denied by alliance and refuse the entity at international border cross. Yes, we might use it to cross to one border and bring the. They will say, no, we don't know about this. They will take it and detain you. I hope you are following. They will take it and do what? Do detain you, because the country has not officially, the passport has not officially been recognized. But because of it's not recognized, is it going to stop you from what we're supposed to do? No. That is why when you have a child whose school has closed, the next thing you do is to start buying things for him or her. Once school open, the day you are sending her back to school, you are giving her all the new things that you bought for him or her. That is how it is. That is how it works. I hope you are following.
Reason. Border control agencies worldwide are authorized to accept only travel documents issued by governments that their own country officially recognizes as sovereign. Conclusion.
Listen to this. Remember, we are number 2, remember. That is where we stay. Reason. Reason is not important. But this is about to spoil. Border control agencies worldwide are authorized to accept only traveling documents issued by governments that their own country officially recognized. There is one thing that is here. After now that DPM said, hey, we are building for passport and the COCO system, they will start talking. I have told you here that immediately now that we have made the declaration of a new country, now that we have made our official declaration, we cannot be able to use our passport until we seek official international recognition. So, this is the area we need to understand. Worldwide and authorized to accept only traveling documents issued by government that issued by the government of who? Biafra, or United States of Biafra as a new country. It's also proven that government that their own country officially recognized as a sovereign state. It also means that the people of Biafra recognize our DPM, all the government, all the cabinet members, and the government and the governors in the homeland. The sovereignty of the passport will start immediately working. Immediately the government starts issuing this, and they get official international recognition, even for one person. That is the day all this sovereignty, all this will end. Hope you are following. Conclusion. The new government does not need to wait for international recognition to be preparing and issuing their passports. I go again. The new government does not need to wait for international recognition to begin preparing and issue the passport. It is a necessary exercise of its obedience on the sovereignty of a new country. Hope you're hearing it here. Capture here again for the Ndio the new government does not need to wait from. We are not going to do what? Wait for international recognition to come. No. Despite that, all this topic this night is all about, despite that we are not officially declared, we are not officially on the international recognition, and our land are still under dispute in hands of Nigeria, that all this did not stop us for preparing and issuing our passport, have it on our hand. Do you understand? Once the declaration has already made, we have become a sovereign state. But the international recognition is the main key of every new country that are or made their own official declaration. And even there is those that did not make a declaration like us, like Kosovo, Northern Cyprus, and many of them like that. All these are countries, but they are on their own. They refuse to be a member. They refuse to come in. They want to just stand their own. They stay there with their passport, because they are players who went to go and play World Cup with England or qualifiers with England. They will also have their own passport. But it's going to be between a country to a country. Do you hear that? Not group of individuals who don't even know what to do except coming in social media. We are coming from White House. If anybody come to talk about Biafra, they want to interview that person. I have never listened. It's in a bowl akwụkwọ. It's in a magazine. Na bowl akwụkwọ. In conclusion, it is a necessary exercise of its declared sovereignty. However, the passport will remain primary symbolic document until the government achieve the ultimate goal, which is international recognition, full diplomatic recognition from exits UN member states, which we then mandate those on that state to go and seek for their for the passport of the Usbg. This is a common word, Usbg, which we then mandate those crying to accept the new travel document. It's left on us. One, we must prepare it, keep it down. So once we declare, we showcase it. They will also endorse it also. Obadia Oka na Sunday. Alakwa next Sunday again. No, that is not how it is. So we must be careful in when things we said now that we are government. My people, the Biafran people. In conclusion, the new government does not need to wait for international recognition to be prepared and use the passport, the Nigeria passport, even if he has. So, join the United States of Biafra and calm down. They will achieve this recognition sooner or later. So do not panic. Everything that you are seeing that the government is doing, after you have had this, you have to be more wajai. We call it to be more what? Wajai in the movement. So you have had it, but I want to play it again before we go out here to do another different thing this evening. As I said, the program will not last more than 2 hours.
The new government does not need to wait for international recognition to begin preparing and issuing the passport. It is a necessary exercise of its declared sovereignty. However, the passports will remain primarily symbolic documents until the government achieves the ultimate goal, full diplomatic recognition from existing UN member states, which will then mandate that those countries accept the new travel document. Yes, after a declaration of independence, the aspiring new government has the right to prepare and even begin issuing the new country's passports. This is an exercise of internal sovereignty and a necessary step in the process of state building, regardless of whether they have achieved international recognition yet. Here is a breakdown of the legal right versus the practical utility. 1. The right, an act of sovereignty. Internal jurisdiction. Issuing a passport is an act of internal governance and jurisdiction. Any entity that claims to be a sovereign state, even a government in exile, GIE, or a self-declared government, has the inherent right to assert its authority by issuing documents, like passports, IDs, or birth certificates, to its claimed citizens. Capacity to enter relations. The act of preparing a passport is part of demonstrating the capacity to enter into relations with other states, which is one of the 4 key criteria for statehood under the Montevideo Convention, a foundational legal text for state recognition. By issuing passports, the new government is showing the world that it is organized, functional, and ready to administer its population. Building the state, preparing the passport, design, security features, printing infrastructure, is a crucial function of the future Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Interior. It shows commitment to state administration. 2. The practical reality, lack of international utility. While the government has the right to issue the passports, the crucial point is that these documents will likely have no international utility until recognition is achieved. Passport stage. Status?
Do you hear that? Do you hear that comment? I missed it. I did not get it clearly. Once we issue this passport to any of the Biafran people, you know that this passport has already started working. No. It's like, let me give you a common example. It's like in Nigeria, you know, when you buy a new line in Nigeria, they will tell you, keep it maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours before it will start working. Remember, sometimes happens like that. Sometimes it happens. Does it mean that later is not going to be working? The answer is later is going to start working. So this common example, you need to compare that. Yes, you got it because it's your own and some that you will use very sometimes or very in a shorter time or in a longer time. We start using it as a Biafran ID card to our passport to travel. Then what happened on it? Then we have to got it and keep it and get it ready. Like school clothes, you get a school bag for your children to move on into a new section of a class. They will pick the bag that already bought and start going to school. So instead of when school open, their mates are in school, they will now wait for us to travel when we already get recognition. You know that immediately we get recognition, Nigeria passport does no longer mean anything to us. So you need your own passport. That's why I said once they start applying, I will apply for my own. It was very important. So when you see them tomorrow trying to cajole and produce propaganda, that is why I told you, record the voice, record the articles of this program, send it to them on their platform, ask him, I will send you a voice, I want you to play it. You are debunking those lies without wasting time. They will be kicked out from their platform. Like Choose Survive by removing me on his platform group because of I debunk or I told him, no, it's not like this. It simply means that sometimes we will disagree to agree. That is the truth. Because the two of us are fighting for Biafra. Does it mean that we will not disagree? Sometimes we will disagree on our own opinion, how we think of something, on how we are looking on things. I have somebody who is from day one following me. Because when I was talking about protests, he stopped coming to my platform. When I said that the protest is a part of political pressure that will trigger our own international recognition and also trigger the use of Obatobi and Simon. But he never understand it. He got angry and stop coming on my platform. Now the question is, this platform, am I not talking on it? In the ability of that we disagree to agree doesn't call for a fight. It's only called for a matter of understanding. I hold it there for you. So once we get this ID card or it will be issued to you, it doesn't mean that I already started working. It's going to be there until we get our international recognition. Once we get it and start working, because once a country recognizes you, that country recognizes your passport. Do you see how you? That is why everything is all about politics and diplomatic movement that we are into. These are things that we all need to understand. And when we understand this, it is going to help us. So when lies, propagandas are coming, you trash it away and move on. These are pure, legit truths that we all must understand. Let's continue playing it before we go into another different.
Without international recognition. Issuance. Legal and valid within the jurisdiction of the new declared government, and among its...
It's legal, and the values outside of it, of what we are of about this particular case of passports, it is legal for any government to do that. There is a lot that back them up. You continue.
Porters. Symbolic value. International travel. Not valid for international travel. Holders will
Not
likely...
valid for international what? Travel. Because we are lacking what? Recognition. And because of no recognition, we are not going to fold our hand and be waiting until the recognition comes. We need to put everything together. So that recognition, when it comes, everything will happen. Like those who will tell you, you are printing money, but you don't have bank, you are using your land, and you claim you are a country. Imagine people. That is where the mentality ended.
Be denied boarding by airlines and refused entry at international border crossings. Reason: border control agencies worldwide are authorized to accept only travel documents issued by governments that their own country officially recognizes as sovereign. Conclusion: the new government does not need to wait for international recognition to begin preparing and issuing the passport. It is a necessary exercise of its declared sovereignty. However, the passports will remain primarily symbolic documents until the government achieves the ultimate goal, full diplomatic recognition from existing UN member states, which will then mandate that those countries accept the new travel document.
I hope you listen very carefully. I hope you did. You will be putting, in fact, let me use this example. In your house, there's sometimes in a month or in a week, you buy things to stock your house. It's happened. Sometimes you buy things to do what? To stock your house. Because of you bought things to stock your house and you're not using them. Does it mean that those that you stock that you're not using at the moment, they are not valid? They are valid for you. In a due time of you will start using them. You will do what? You will start using them. Let's no one on this stage where we are now deceive you, please, my people. Do not be deceived. Do not be carried away with what people think in their own way. That is why when I told you, and I strongly believe with what I am hearing, what I am seeing, that the governments of the United States of Biafra are on the right track. And they are maintaining all the criteria of the international global community. That is the template that the government is following. Not template that our own brain is okay on it. No. Because if you are looking for international, you must present yourself as an international person. This is the truth. Also, the country, do they have rights Also, to print money or to prepare the currency they're going to use. These are all things that needed us to know. So when they come to deceive you, then you will tell them, stop. You are not saying the truth. Look at the truth here. You open your phone and play the voice. They run away from you. You ask them a deep question. They will not answer. So, this time that we are into, we are no longer reasoning the way we were reasoning before. Remember, I have asked this question. Are you still reasoning the way you were reasoning before? If you are, you gotta change. Because the movement that we're into has passed people reasoning the way we are reasoning when we are IPOB, autopilot, bridging, and what's not. So now we are a new sovereign state seeking for officially international recognition from every part of the world. We must present ourselves on the level of international global stage before we can be able to what we are looking for. Please, 1 minute. So, you see how it goes. You prepare ahead of time. You keep things in order before the time. So once the time comes, you take them, put them where it's supposed to be. So we may go into many other things that we have to present for the Biafran people for us to understand. I hope you have really understand that it's a right of this government to do what? To issue or prepare our ID card and our passport also to give it to us. I hope you have understand it clearly. Now that you have understand the importance of it, not just coming here talking, I'm talking. No. Things has to change the way we are doing. And even up to now, you are still confused. That means you must be a confused person in all time of your life, because with things that are happening, you are not supposed to be confused anymore. When what the people of RCC could have achieved since after this time is to cut voice of Mazen Nande Khan, Simon Eba. This, when you said it's AI, so I would debunk. I said no. They just went in, cut all his program where suits them. You know how to cut your film or your video. You know how to do it. And when they play, they allow noise to be on background. So you will not listen, you will not even believe that. So Ugo 247 has soup low to become second another or we are saying that this woman is another different thing. Which Ugo 247 even follow debunk the woman. Because with the same people, they know what they are doing. Let me tell you, Ugo 247 know what he's doing. All of them who left the government know what they are doing. They did not just leave it. No. They understand what they are doing and why they leave. Because they find out that, oh, my level is not here. And I cannot be able to try to learn on their level. It will bring insult to me. He will go outside there to insult himself by himself. These are facts. Now, for those who are rushing to interview the NATO chairman who spoke from his mind and what he thinks and the solution he brings to the movement after our declaration, it's only those that have this document are the one that will get this international recognition, because it is important. It is what? Important. It is very, very important. That is the only way forward. I said it's what? That is the only way forward to prove to the world that we are legit and we are right into what we are doing as the Biafran people. So let's find something out on the aspect of our official declaration, the importance of this declaration and what it stands for. And you know that after the declaration, it's after the declaration of a country, that those that the government has the document, what is going to be the stance of groups and how they will work.
A Declaration of Independence is of paramount importance for a new country because it serves as the foundational legal, political, and philosophical document that announces its existence, justifies its separation, and seeks crucial international recognition. It is essentially the new country's birth certificate and its initial plea for legitimacy on the global stage. The 5 core purposes of a declaration. The declaration of a new country is designed to multitask for multiple audiences. 1. Establish internal legitimacy, the rallying cry. Unite the people. It provides a common set of ideals, principles, and a collective national identity to rally citizens, formerly subjects, behind the new government. Justify the revolution. It outlines the grievances and abuses of the former ruling power, providing the moral and political justification for the act of separation and rebellion. This is crucial for maintaining public support during what is often a period of conflict or instability. 2. Claim legal sovereignty, the formal break. Sever all ties. The declaration formally and irrevocably dissolves all political, legal, and military allegiance to the former ruling state. Claim independent powers. It asserts that the new entity now possesses all the full power of a sovereign nation, including the capacity to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, and establish commerce. 3. Seek international recognition, the diplomatic key. Appeal to the world. It is an open letter to the international community, explaining the causes for the separation and demonstrating that the new state meets the necessary criteria for statehood: population, territory, government, and capacity to enter into relations. Win foreign allies. Gaining recognition, and crucially, support from other sovereign states, is often the difference between success and failure. Recognition grants access to international trade, treaties, loans, and military alliances, which are vital for a nascent state's survival. 4. Define national principles, the vision statement. Founding principles. The document enshrines the new nation's core ideals, such as the rule of law, unalienable rights, like life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and the concept of government deriving its just powers from the consent of the governed. Commitment to rights. It sets a standard for human rights and governance, often promising a new political system free from the tyranny and abuses of the old regime. 5. Trigger international law. A declaration asserts the right of self-determination, which is a fundamental principle of international law. By making a formal declaration, a new entity effectively forces the existing international system to acknowledge its existence, and eventually, decide whether to grant it statehood. Without this, the independence is merely an internal claim, and not a recognized fact in global affairs. The video provides a simplified crash course on one of the world's most influential declarations of independence. You can learn more about the American Declaration of Independence in the Declaration of Independence for Kids, a quick crash course on the Declaration.
Do you hear it? You know, our people do not understand this, our declaration, what it means. Now, let me throw something to your mind. So, Obato Obie, our Prime Minister, who is from him, was my first time hearing about Montevideo Convention and Geneva Convention. Who knows all this will throw himself back to CRC. Do you take a break and think first? Obato Obie, now, after the fallback, give Adando Ocho a voice to play, from a one-time voice, AI voice recorded to play. After playing that voice, where is her and the Obato Obie who told them that they were able to fall back to Ogenkere? Where are they today? Why is the question? What is the offense that makes Obato Obie leave them to endorse, to go to CRC? And the CRC own is not a voice, it's a Zoom link. where Obatobi have time to come into a Zoom link and hide himself, and the lowest place he will go is to insert CRC. All this cock and bull story is for you to keep on bringing your money. That is the only reason why they are doing that to you. For you to keep on bringing money. Because Chiamaka Ajere has failed woefully when it's come to use men on ground to scam Biafran people. No one is not using any longer result anymore. The one that is using result right now is in the name of Nobato Obie come to Zoom meeting, and from there you talk to them, so you believe, and bringing money. Are you not a fool at this time around we are into? On this, do you know that in our forefathers' time they say love, not the sea road, but in our own time love the sea road though. So now that this movement is seeing road, you believe in that concussion and you are calling and you're supporting, you are talking. Ege megi no ni we mana no ne. Ege megi wa no le. Iwe be mana no. That's because I'm asking you. That up to now, if you are still listening on a platform that are debunking those shenanigans, so what is, you don't even have a word of your own. You don't even know the person you are following, what he can do and what he cannot be able to do. And you don't know his standard. If he will come back and fall to so-called CRC, now the question is he going to take his time again to recruit cabinet members and start building a new cabinet members and start his position again and form another government and seek from Finland for them to come to endorse Biafran charter again and endorse Biafran law for the second time and make another declaration in Finland again? When you jam these gullibles, why are you not asking them vital questions? Even though I know that they are not going to answer the questions that you may ask them. So, Obatobie, who fighting on a form from him, they make fully what? Voted about this name after our declaration that the name that we are going to answer is United States of Biafra. Then our prime minister will fall back and go to start the name called using CRC. Or he will come after he has conducted a vote on a peaceful movement and endorse United States of Biafra. Then when this problem happen, if he comes out, then he will walk in and start using register bridge again. And from there, he will now vote again for people that are going to come to Finland to declare again United States of Biafra. Why are you so gullible in your mind? So when you listen to that, even if you say and you believe, that means if not for a small thing, you are going to be like them also. Because when you are not the level where we are now, we need critical thinking in every second to trash every lies out with a question and answer. Martin and Kano introduce question and answer. Obatobi maintain question and answer. Where is do question and answer where? A man Madaba and CRC, where is their own question and answer? And Ada Idugoro Fulani. Where is their answer? And their where people will ask a question. This is they are hiding to do fundraising. They thought that after playing that their nonsense shenanigan yesterday, that people will fool again, that people will come. Nobody comes for the fundraising. Their secret fundraising. Nobody is there. And that is why we are here. To put all these questions to you, to go and ask them on what they are doing. So, you will use this to know that they are not ready to do what? Bring Biafra as a country, rather. They are ready. Using it for you to see them as important personnel and occupying position and making money in the YouTube pages. This is what they want. They see it as everlasting business that when they do and they're tired, their sons and daughters will take over from where they stop. Not with the intention of what? Coming to an end of the struggle. And I want to tell you that all this that is happening, if you have followed me when I bring out the dangers and the problems that follows a long time agitation from 1999 to 2005, you see how many years? Check on your own. So, when you are panicking, you are not prepared for this mission that we are into. You are not. When you see them, how do you know them? They want evidence. They want miracle. But in the movement like this, there is no miracle. The only thing you have that you must follow all the existing criteria that has been there before you. That is the most important fact of it. So, but when you as a Biafran, up to now, are still believing in those concocted videos of Voice of Man Nnamdi, or Voice of Man Simon Ekpa, and you have listened that they said it, you also delay this movement that we are into. There is things that when you had it, you just care, don't care. Remove yourself from it and move on. Because no Otu na form is because I know that he's not making sense at all. He's only fighting to continue doing exchange for the money of the Biafran and also making his own gain. He's also continuously doing his money exchange and continue making the money he's making in the name of fighting for Biafra struggle. That is why someone like me, I will never and I can never take them serious because I already see them before they are coming. So it's better for you to have a rethink of all this that is going on, all this shenanigan. There is no need paying more attention in all this instead of encouraging ourselves on the steps or on the programs that the governments are giving to us. These are more important things to do. For us to do what? Paying more attention, giving and listening, and also decide on things that the government is saying and things the government is giving us to do. All these are words are very important at the time we are into. Sorry, this night I lost my wow. I have a little issue of attack on the platform when the network is checking and when it's coming it's an attack. Now I can't see all of you comment unless I go to the other my gadget. That is only when I will see. The last comment I saw here is from Abarosia. You see? I follow me see all my comments. Now I see from the other gadget. Frank Okoyo. Thank you so much. I greet you all. Thank God, I greet you so much. Yes. Robinson, okay. Good evening from here. If I know it has a very long time. Sorry, good evening from here. I can't see it until I go to this particular gadget to look if there is some, because I believe there is attack. That is why I come back to check from. It's the same gadget I used to read all these documents. It's the same way I have to cut the documents and go and check. Let me know what is going on. So please keep your comments coming. I will answer you in a due time. Yes, the sister from Angola. I'm from United States of Biafra. I am from United States of Biafra. The new country that was declared on November 29, 2024. We are before Nigerians. But because of the killing that we are hearing everywhere, because of the genocide, because of the kidnapping, because of the Boko Haram that are into Nigeria army, then that are killing our people, we decided to so that we need to be alive. That is why we went back to redeclare our lost country that has been existed 3 years in 1967 to 1970. So today, we went back on November 29, 2024 to make official declaration of this new country. So we have already exited Nigeria. Now, for the people of Angola, for them to know that the Biafran people are seeking for international recognition. Now, for them to get recognition as a sovereign state, because it is a right of a people under self-determination of UN Charter to defend, and when they feel like there is imagination, there is killing, that they are free to go and form their own new country. This is the truth. That is where we are right now. So I have tried to refresh the platform, but it's not coming. So there is when the attack is very big, then it happens like that. So we are not going to stop because of the attack. Rather, we must continue into what we are doing. So if I did not call your name, please pardon me in time. I will come back to do it to the needful. So I thank you for being here without my notice or me seeing that you are here on the comment section. Please, we are calling all the world. Benjamin Williams, I greet you. Good evening from here. We are here to let the world know that our government is legit and they are effective working. They have lectured us. They are about to introduce Biafra passports. They also giving us our ID cards that are with a very good security company that is from US. Is where this is coming from. So you can see that we are ready to leave. We have already leave. We are ready. We are only waiting for that recognition. That is why we have put our currency in the line. Now it's our passports. Our ID card is ongoing on already. With the criteria they asked us to meet, we have overmet all of them. That is why we asked them to recognize us. And also, Donald Trump, America recognizing Biafra and support us. We stop the killing of the indigenous people that are dying in Nigeria every day. We stop the kidnapping. It's going to help to stop kidnapping that is going on in Nigeria, because we know how to stop it. Then it's also stop the invaders coming to be buying the indigenous people also. So thank you for being here. I will go back to where I am coming from, the document I am reading, for you to know that after declaration, things that follows. After declaration, no other group is equal to talk I am fighting for freedom anymore, except those that are rebel and saboteurs like Go 247, betrayers, backstabbers like Go 247, and all of them who believe in that shenanigan. So you remember the question I asked you before I went to read the comment, check you on the comment section, because I am no longer seeing anybody. Honestly, the tag started earlier on the page. I'm trying to refresh the page, but if I do anything like refreshing, it's not coming. So let's play the voice again before we go into our analysis, if we can.
A declaration of independence is of paramount importance for a new country because it serves as the foundational legal, political, and philosophical document that announces its existence, justifies its separation, and seeks crucial international recognition.
Do you hear it here? A declaration of independence is of a paramount importance for a newly country because it serves as a fundamental legal, political, and the document that announce its exit. That's why I told you on November 29, 2024 is when we announce the exit of all the Biafran people from the death sentence called One Nigeria. We have announced our exit on November 29. So the only thing we are doing now is to put things in order and wait for the international global community to recognize us, because we want to be a body of UN that can change the UN charter, submit it into amendment, because there is many lies and deceit into the UN charter. Biafra coming also, we uplift Africa. The sovereignty of Africa, the darkness in Africa today is because of there is no Biafra. Biafra is the light of the entire Africa. You don't see that name, Biafra. Come and see. Goodness of the life that the federal will bring for you. So, if only our declaration shows, it says here, that announce it exists, justify its separation, and seek criteria of international recognition. A declaration is number one step to use to seek international recognition. Without this a declaration, the way they see what you are doing, they just see you as someone who is a male political movement. And for we, like I ask you, from 1990, this let me start from there. Is it how many years? Do you know that we have in this movement, we have moved up to 5 good decades. A decade is 12 years. If you collect from 1967 to this day, because after then, Biafra topic still on the board. Was Rike, to Mazi, to our president Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to my prime minister Simon Ekpa, to Dr. Ngozo Rebel, it's maximum 5 decades and that we are looking for one thing. Because of what? Because of saboteurs. Because of enemies that are full around everywhere. So my people, listen. The importance of declaration that people don't know. And because of the way Ugo 247 cannot reason above where he is from day one to today, that is why he's messing up social media. That is why Ugo 247 is making mockery of himself, become a shadow of himself in social media. We will use our document of declaration. They said is a notification or announcement or justified once we declare that the separatist movements are seriously ready of having their new country. That is why they make a declaration. These are the truths that is calling for an answer. Please, anytime you may watch this video, I urge you to please, because once you like this video, it's going, other people will see it and come in. There is those that are there, I did not invite them right now, but because of your like, that is why they come in. That is why when you share and like, it helps the program. So it will be getting to any person, because there is those that this program will get to their hand in next 2 days, next 3 days, depending on when they put their internet on. That is why I told you it's important for you to like and share, please. If it's your first time coming, remember to subscribe. If you're first time coming, you will see a 3 dots in front of you on the right hand side of you, though I'm pointing my hand right now, then just click on it. You will see like and share. Then also subscribe on the YouTube page. Thank you so much as you do so.
It is essentially the new country's birth certificate and its initial plea for legitimacy on the global stage.
Remember, on the issue of issuing passport, they also did this same word. Now, our declaration is what? Of the new country is a birth of certificate. Or the Biafra has become a country on November 29, 2024. This is when Biafra becomes what? A new nation that only lack international recognition. And this, our international recognition, is what is going to end the impunity that is going on in Nigeria. That Nigeria, that means death sentence to every indigenous person. That is what it simply means. So let us continue.
The 5 core purposes of a declaration. The declaration of a new country is designed to multitask for multiple audiences.
Do you hear that? The declaration of a new country is designed to multitask for multiple audiences. There is many ways after a declaration. One of them is social media. What we are doing on social media is important also, that we help for the official recognition of Biafra, honestly. So, you see the import. They said 5 core process of a declaration document. What was he say? 5 on the way of getting it. So let us study number 1 first. Number 1.
1. Establish internal legitimacy, the rallying cry.
Establish internal legitimacy, the rallying cry. How? Listen. For you to see why it is establish internal legitimacy, the rallying cry. Well, let's know why they use that word.
Unite the people. It provides a common set of ideals, principles.
What? I'll say again. That the declaration unites good people. A declaration brings more genuine people to come. Not those who come in the name of using Biafra to make money. And not those that are haters of truth. A declaration, that is why Bato be told that after our declaration, that he's going to go into reconciliation. Do you see it here where he picked that word from? Obatobie told us that after the declaration by Obatobie, when he thought he would be here with us, that he's going to go more into reconciliation. That is what they tell you. Unite people. Establish internal legitimacy. The real cry. Unite the people. Unite the people. Is provide a common set of ideals of people, principle, and the collective national identity to really citizens firmly subject behind the new government. Listen, there's something here.
And a collective national identity to rally citizens, formerly subjects, behind the new government. Justify the...
Do you hear something here? As for now, the really citizens, so not those that are come here to make money, those that never want Biafra to become a country. Those that social media 19 break them. But they don't understand what a declaration of a new country starts for. And they don't understand that after declaration, that the template of the new country, of the government, must be under the international global community. To maintain the criteria of the global international community to get the freedom or recognition done. Because when you get close to somebody who knows more than you have to also upgrade yourself to that person's standard, so two of you can roll. Because they say this word, show me your friend, I will tell you who you are. We'll go 247. Today is showing us those as his friend and those he thinks are bringing Biafra for us. Then we will see how foolish they are. And also understand that none of them are ready for Biafra recognition. That they don't even know the road for Biafra to become a fully recognized country. That is what we are seeing that is happening. And in all this that is happening, when people did not know the rule they have to play, they will start doing what? Misleading people. And when situation passes those that claim what they do not, they will start messing things up. A declaration of a new country is a notification to show the world that these people are ready to have their own sovereign state. That is why they said on the declaration mandate, that is from where you generate a document that you use to knock on the doors of the UN, of the countries that are the international global community under UN members. Do you understand it? That is why document is very important. And it is difficult to organize a country without a document declaration. Because in this document of declaration, you will also write your grievances, why you want to leave the present country where you are. You also write how life it is there, the intimidation and what you face in there, and why you decide to exit because under self-determination. That is your right to do that. We continue.
Revolution. It outlines the grievances and abuses of the former ruling power, providing the moral and political justification for the act of separation and rebellion. This is crucial for maintaining public support during what is often a period of conflict or instability.
Do you hear that? Justify the revolution. It outlined the grievances and abuse of the former ruling power. I hope you are hearing this one. Why we are living, why we decide to declare a new country. He said it's outlined the grievances and abuse of the former ruling power, who happened to be Nigeria, providing the moral and the political justification for the act of the separation and the everything that follows in the Biafran people. Everything that you are seeing that we are doing, that we are here discussing here, what's being discussed, and this is what we're supposed to know. And are you hearing group here? They are telling you about a new country. Everything is about what? A new country. So those that put this law before us know that a time will come when a new country will be involved. I hope you can understand it clearly. There was a time that a new country will emerge. That is why they put all these criteria for us here.
2. Claim legal sovereignty, the formal break. Sever all ties.
Claim legal sovereignty, the former break. That you have to claim your sovereignty. So that things may work on the right side of the new country declared governments that are seeking for this international recognition for us. When you listened to our DPM yesterday, fundraising, what do you understand from his mouth? Then you understand everything. That governments are well prepared. When you listen to the introduction or explanation of the passport and all the things that they are doing, then you also see the reasonable people that have thinking of what to do or know the road to get a new country, how to build a new country. Not coming to here to discuss individuals. No, you see them yesterday. That is, are the critical thinkers that are going to help us to achieve this kind of organization. That is why it's also you have to support both money and otherwise. So everything that we are doing on this time around must be on this process of the international global community, so that we will be able, when they see us, that what we are doing is what they introduced. Like now we're exposing it and they are seeing that we already know it. They don't need to drag it anymore. Rather, they will give us what we want. So let every Biafran stand up, support United States of Biafra, and defend your country. It is the most important things that we have to achieve this time around. Not a child's play anymore. Not the way we think about it. Serves all ties. The declaration formally and the declaration of United States of Biafra is what? Is all about political and legal. For those who are going to person is a politician, the other girl, that is those that need it this time around, because it's all about politics that we have to play.
The declaration formally and irrevocably dissolves all political, legal, and military allegiance to the former ruling state. Claim.
Do you hear that? It's all about legal, political, politics. It's all about a new country being declared. So when you cannot play the politics, you walk away from the government body, because you can't be there and occupying a place doing nothing, offering nothing. When people are talking, you just carry them out and close your mouth, put your hand on your jaw to make sure that he did not say a word, because you are afraid of what you will say that is not tally on what people are saying. That's why I told you that the government of Biafra is not someone like me, because they are speaking good English, and that is what freedom is all about, good English. So the people of Biafra, I want you to know the importance of the declaration. That is a step for the international world recognition. Claiming independence power, it arrests that the newly entity now possess all the fully powers. That we have possessed all the what? All the fully powers by what? By that single act of what? Declaration of independency. This is how the international global community, this is how other countries, this is what they did to get their own recognition. That is why they put it down for you as a laid down instruction that you have to follow. So after you have all this laid down instruction, why are you turning back on the real thing that you're supposed to do? Why? And after claiming all, after making this, they sold the full power of the sovereign nation, the full power of what? Sovereign nation. After claiming independency and declaration of a new country, the entity now possesses all the fully power of a sovereign nation. Possess what? All the fully power of what? Of a sovereign nation. After declaration of United States of Biafra. Are you following? Including the capacity to level war, concluded peace, contracts, alliance, and establishing commerce. Do you hear it? I hope you hear it clearly here. What the government can do. After that, they will establish what? Peace, contact alliances, and establish, let there be peace everywhere. I hope you get it right and you understand it. Now, you ask yourself a question. After Obatobi have know all this, then he will come back. The only place he will go become where Chiamaka Ajere is with Imam Maduabo. As I ask you, for how long are you going to be deceived and you allow people to deceive you? For how long? This is my question to you. A declaration of United States of Biafra ends all many impunity and everyone is agitating. They are no longer in existence because they said the declaration is a way of what? Reconciliation for those who claim they are fighting for Biafra to come now and be under the government of United States of Biafra so all of us can march together. Are you following? These are the important things that you have to do or we have to know on our own. So my people, like I said, the program is going to be short, but we'll come back tomorrow morning again as we will normally do it. So please, bear with me. Tomorrow we'll open our phone call, not this night. I want to thank those that are here, those that made it possible for us to be up to this hour because your comments and your liking is also what's keeping us here. So please, anytime you come across this page, this platform, Biafra TV, please endeavor to subscribe, like, and share our program so others may know that we are live and we are what? Direct into the movement that we are into. So I can't stop thanking all the women Biafrans. And also I can't stop thanking our government, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the woman who is doing what those gullible who are gossiping on the platform cannot do. What you can do, a woman has done it better. So I don't know why you are panic, you are crying for what you could not be able to achieve and another person has achieved. Instead of you to support, you are here making noise. So please do not join such group, but rather let us move on, continue what we are doing. So people that are haters of freedom, we know the truth and know that we have come to expose every exposable, to bring all this thing out, to read to our ears, for us to educate ourselves first, to know that how important it is, not those shenanigans that you see they are playing out there. We must support the government in any way we can. That is why we are opening YouTube page to support and also bring those things. And like I told you, I would like to be getting what I'm doing from Biafran people, sending that is bothering you as a question. Let us research and know the stand of the international global community or any other thing that we are doing. So please, my people, from me, from here, it is a wonderful night. Thank you so much for coming.